The action of an herb or gemstone explains the direction in which it tends to act on the body. Herbs have actions described by lifting, lowering, floating, and sinking. These refer to the upward, downward, outward, and inward directions in which they tend to act on the body. Gemstones have similar effects. Gems that have a tendency to move energy up the body have a lifting action. Gemstones that tend to move energy down would be considered lowering. When gemstones bring energy from the inside to the surface of the body, they're considered to be floating. And they have a sinking action when they tend to send energy from the surface to deep inside the body. Amethyst has a lifting action. It tends to bring energy up the body. It also has a sinking action, meaning it tends to bring energy from the surface deep into the body, specifically to the nerves. This information has some very interesting applications. For example, we know amethyst feeds the nervous system and is therefore beneficial for those who have drained their nervous system through trauma, anxiety, panic attacks, constant worry and fear, etc. Yet wearing amethyst around the neck isn't necessarily the best way to work with amethyst for those conditions. Since we know that amethyst has a lifting action, where do you think you might apply the amethyst? Let's say if you can't relax because your nervous system won't let you. Think about that a moment. Where would you put the amethyst? Remember, the nervous system exists throughout your body and acts as a whole unit. The answer is to lay the amethyst at your feet. Then, as its energy rises up the body, it affects all the nerves throughout your body. Better yet, lay it across your ankles, drape it over your ankles. This allows the gemstones to work with your body more holistically and evenly, with greater balance between the left and right sides. When you wear amethyst as a necklace, its tendency is to move upward into the head, which is great for conditions that are specific to the brain, but not so much those that affect the nerves as a whole. Another reason you would want to wear amethyst as a necklace, however, is because when you wear amethyst, like all gemstone sphere necklaces, it radiates its energies in all directions to fill the body and aura. This happens because that's just the nature of gemstone necklaces. When amethyst energy has filled the aura, then it starts its characteristic sinking action. It takes the energy deeper. Now, this does not mean that it falls back toward the physical. Let me explain what occurs. So, many of you know how the aura consists of layers, and these layers correspond to the emotions, memory, and mind and intuition. So as amethyst energy fills, let's say it fills the emotional layer of the aura, once it fills that layer, then the amethyst energy starts to sink into the emotional body. It takes the attention inward, where a greater truth lies within the emotional body. This allows the wearer to become more introspective regarding his or her emotions. The sinking action of amethyst plays a role when you place amethyst like a poultice on a target area. Almost immediately, the energies of the amethyst start to sink into the body, targeting specifically the nerves. If you want to target the heart, you'd place amethyst on your chest, or you would wear it as a necklace. If you want to target the crown, you could just wear it as a necklace. There's another way to target the crown, which puts the greatest emphasis on the spiritualizing quality of amethyst. This is to drape it over your head, such as when you're sitting. You can just loop it behind your ears, just like that. Oh, I love this feeling. Or when you're laying down, you can just lay it across your forehead. So when you drape amethyst on your head in either of those ways, what happens is that the upwardly moving action of the amethyst energy really has nowhere else to go but the crown chakra. So it pools at the top of the head and fills that crown. One of the things, that I really love about working with the gemstones is that their energies teach me things about myself. And often it's a humbling experience. Naturally, in preparation for this presentation, I've been playing with the amethyst more than usual, and I've been placing it in bed with me at night and generally enjoying being saturated with its energy. It's unique feeling the expanding, deepening, transmuting feeling at the top of my head. And I guess I would call it spiritualizing too, because of the expansiveness that I felt. I found the sensation comfortable, and it also drew my attention to places within myself that I hadn't explored before. Each gemstone takes me to a different place. With amethyst, I found the sensation remained even after I removed the gemstones, which let me know that my crown chakra could remain vitalized on its own even after the amethyst was removed. So if you're going to experiment with amethyst on your head, I would suggest taking it slowly. Do so for a few minutes at a time and increase the length of time gradually.